Good morning and Jai Hind everyone. Just I speak some question. Note it. If x plus y is equal to z, if x plus y is equal to z and tan x is equal to k times of tan y, tan x is equal to k times of tan y, prove that sin z prove that sin z is equal to k plus 1 upon k minus 1 sine x minus y. You have to prove this result. So what is given? Here you have x plus y is equal to z and tan x is equal to k times of tan y. That is given. And you have to prove that sine z is equal to k plus 1 upon k minus 1 into sine x plus x minus y. Okay, so how you prove? So first you take given part tan x is equal to k times of tan y, change into sine cos, okay, and and transfer all the terms uh, that is from right side to left side except k, okay, and then you applying componendo dividendo, you will have your answer. Understand? So just trying to check it. So here you can write tan x is equal to k times of tan y. That is given. That part is given. And yes, applying it. Sin x upon cos x is equal to k times of sin y upon cos y. K times of sin y upon cos y. And this can also be written as if you, that means transfer all the terms of right side to left side. That is equal to sin x cos y upon cos x sin y is equal to k. And k means what? K upon 1. K upon 1 is there. Now you applying componendo dividendo. Yes, applying same, that means rule. Applying componendo dividendo, we get, yes, right, in this way. Applying componendo dividendo, we get so here you applying sin x cos y plus cos x sin y upon sin x cos y minus cos x sin y and is equal to k plus 1 upon k minus 1. That is equal to k plus 1 upon k minus 1. K plus 1 upon k minus 1. Okay. Now, if you see the identity on numerator, here you have sin x cos y plus cos x sin y, that is equal to sin x plus y, and in denominator you have sin x minus y. Okay, so write it. Here I, okay, that can be written as sin x plus y upon sin x minus y is equal to k plus 1 upon k minus 1 into, yes, k plus 1 into upon k minus 1. Here you have a result like that. Okay, now just see. If you transfer this sin x minus y to right side, and here you have x plus y, sin x plus y, and here it is given x plus y is equal to z. So put it there. So you can write sin z is equal to k plus 1 upon k minus 1 into sine x minus y. So this proves your result. So in this way, you that is your required result. Okay, next question. Yes, right. Next question. If alpha and beta if alpha and beta are distinct roots, if alpha and beta are distinct roots of the equation a tan theta plus b sec theta is equal to c. If alpha and beta are distinct roots of a tan theta plus b sec theta is equal to c, then so that tan alpha plus beta is equal to 2ac upon a square minus c square. A square minus c square, you have to prove that result. Tan alpha plus beta is equal to 2ac upon a square minus c square. Okay, so here you see that your result which is required is in the form of tan alpha plus beta. Okay, and the identity of tan alpha plus beta is tan alpha plus tan beta upon 1 minus tan alpha tan beta is there. Okay, and here you have a equation which is given as alpha beta are the root of this equation. So what you do here, you have to make that is convert this equation as the quadratic equation in tan. Okay, first you convert it in the quadratic equation of tan. Okay, so how you convert it? If you want to convert this equation in a quadratic form of tan, so that in the term of this a tan theta is to be transferred on right side. Okay, and if you want to convert this equation in terms of sec, so sec is keeping sec that means towards right side. Understand? So you think that step and note it. So if you want to convert this equation in the form of quadratic in tan, so what you do, you have to transfer a tan theta to right side. So you have b sec theta is equal to c minus a tan theta. Understand? Now squaring both sides. So if you square both sides, here you have b square sec square theta is equal to b square sec square theta is equal to, here you have c square minus 2ac tan theta plus a square tan square theta. Now arrange the term, and also sec square theta can be written as 1 plus tan square theta. So convert this one also. So b square into 1 plus tan square theta is equal to c square minus 2ac tan theta plus a square tan square theta. A square tan square theta you write in this way. Understand? Okay. Now convert it in a form of quadratic. So here you see that here you have a term of a square tan square theta, and if you multiplying b square to each of term, here you have also b square tan square theta. So if you taking tan square theta common, so you have a square minus b square tan square theta in this way. And yes, you write this term as it is, minus 2ac tan theta, and the constant term which is c square minus b square is equal to 0, is equal to 0. So in this way, you have a quadratic equation in tan. Quadratic equation in tan. Now what you do, here it is given in this question कि alpha and beta are the roots of this equation. Understand? This equation. And here you have a equation which is quadratic in the form of tan. So the root of this equation is taken as tan alpha and tan beta. Tan alpha and tan beta. So you know the formula of sum of root and product of root. Okay. You can write sum of root, that means tan alpha plus tan beta. Sum of root tan alpha plus tan beta is equal to minus b by a. You know the formula, and here the value of b is given as minus 2 times of ac. So you have minus times of minus 2 ac upon a, and the value of a is a square minus b square. Value of a. So you can write in this way, tan alpha plus tan beta is equal to minus times of 2a minus 2ac upon a square by b square, or you can write 2ac upon a square minus b square is the value of sum of roots. In the same way, product of roots, that means tan alpha into tan beta. Tan alpha into tan beta is equal to c by a. So you can write c square minus b square upon a square minus b square. C square minus b square upon a square minus b square. So that gives the value of product of zeros, your product of roots. Okay. So in this way, you have the value of tan alpha plus beta and tan alpha, tan beta. Now you are using identity in tan alpha plus beta. So you take left side. Okay. So after that, yes, applying in left side, which is tan alpha plus beta. So the value of tan alpha plus beta is equal to tan alpha plus tan beta upon 1 minus tan alpha tan beta. 1 minus tan alpha tan beta, now putting its value. So tan alpha plus tan beta is 2ac upon a square minus b square, and here you have 1 minus alpha beta, so c square minus b square upon a square minus b square. Yes, taking LCM, simplifying it, and you will have your answer. Okay, so right. So 2ac, and here you can write a square minus b square and change its sign, minus c square plus b square. So b square is cancel out, and you have 2ac upon a square minus c square, which is your result. 2ac upon a square minus c square, that is your required result. Okay, note it. So here you learn how you, that means convert, that means form a quadratic equation in tan or whatever be required. Okay, so uh, if you want to, means you have to transfer those term to right side, understand, or towards the constant term where yeah, which quadratic equation is to be formed. Okay, so here we form a quadratic equation in terms of tan, that's why tan is to transfer to right side. Okay. uh, so this is the process. Okay, now also I want to, that means discuss some terms which be very useful. Just listen and note it. Actually, you know the formula of cos A plus B. So cos x plus y, cos x minus y, sin x plus y, and sin x minus y. You know all that formula or identity, okay? And sometime there you have a equation like that: a cos x plus b sin x, a cos x plus b sin x, or a sin x plus b cos x. Such type of equations are there. Now, if there be a need of to convert that equation in terms of single, in terms of only sine or in terms of only cos, okay, then what you do in that case? How you convert that a cos x plus b sine x into single sine and single cos term, okay? So just I that means discuss it by a general method, okay? So write it. Uh, Right, first off, right in this way. That is important point. Suppose you have a term like that: a cos x plus b sin x is equal to c. C is any that means constant number here, and a and b are also constant number. Okay, a cos x plus b sin x is equal to c, and your aim is what? You have to convert this entire expression or equation in terms of cos only. If you want to convert complete expression on left side in terms of cos only, so what you do? Okay, and you know the formula of cos x plus y or cos x minus y. So if you have cos x plus y, your identity is cos x cos y minus sin x sin y. Or if you convert it in a form of cos x minus y, so you can write it as cos a the cos x cos y plus sin x sin y. So here you have plus sign, so no doubt it be converted into cos x minus y. So just see, here you have a and here you have b. So with cos, in the identity of cos x plus y or cos x minus y, the both terms, that the first two terms are in terms of cos only. So if you see this cos, and so there is a value a, means this a can be converted in terms of cos. So you know the cos is what? Base upon hypotenuse. You know it, base upon hypotenuse. So hypotenuse and sine is what? Perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So here you treat a as base and b as perpendicular. So what is your value of hypotenuse? So no doubt it is under root a square plus b square. A square plus b square. So what you do in such a case, you divide throughout the equation by under root a square plus b square. Means what? The coefficient of cos x and the coefficient of sin x. Okay, इन दोनों के कोफिशियंट के स्क्वायर के सम का स्क्वायर रूट आप लो, उसका आप डिवाइड कर लो हर तरफ, तो आपको हाइपोटेनस का डिवीजन मिल जाएगा. Understand? Getting my point? Okay, so what you do in that case, just listen. So right here, dividing both sides by under root a square plus b square. A square plus b square. So here you have a square, a upon under root a square plus b square cos x. And here you have b upon under root a square plus b square into sin x. And here you have c upon under root a square plus b square. Here you have the terms like that. Okay, no, here you have a term. So no doubt that part, that complete part can be expressed as a term of cos alpha. Suppose alpha is any angle of this cos. Okay, so no doubt b upon under root a square plus b square is the value of sin alpha. Okay, so write it. So that is equal to cos alpha cos x, and here you have sin alpha sin x, and that is any constant number. So write c upon a square plus b square. You can write in this way. And yes, here you have identity. So that can be written as cos x minus alpha. Here you can write cos x minus alpha and is equal to c upon under root a square plus b square. So here you see that only here you see that how a cos x plus b sin x can be converted in terms of single cos. single cos. Okay. Now, if you want to convert a cos x plus b sin x in terms of sine, in that case, you should also divide both side by under root a square plus b square. Okay. In that case, you have to also divide by under root a square plus b square. But here, the term which is in with cos x, you write here sine alpha. What you write here? Sine alpha. And with the terms which be with sine x, you write here cos alpha. So arithmetically, yeah, that is a formula like sine x cos y plus cos x sine y, and you have a single term of sine. So this is the process, general process to convert any such type of equation in single cos or single sine. Understand? Okay, note it. Are you noted?
Yes, sir.
नोट कर लिया सब लोग ना? Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay बेटा. Okay, so by using this concept, write a question. Find the minimum value. Yes, yes, right. Minimum and maximum both. Find the minimum and maximum value of. Find the minimum and maximum value of 3 cos x, 3 cos x plus 4 sin x plus 8. Plus 8. You have to find the maximum and maximum value of this function. 3 cos x plus 4 sin x plus 8. Okay. And here you also applying the same concept. Because here you see that this expression or the function contains the term of cos and sine both. So what you do? You have to convert that in terms of only single cos or single sine. Then you are able to find its maximum or minimum value. Understand? Why? Because the minimum and maximum value of any function is the value of its range. The other in other way, this question is also asked in such a way. Find the range of this function. Okay. So here you find the range of the function, or you can say the minimum and maximum value of the function. Okay, beta. So here you see the coefficient of x cos x is 3, and here the coefficient of sin x is 4. So what you write here? Yes, dividing by under root, dividing by under root square of 3 plus square of 4. And square of 3 plus square of 4 is 25. So right here is equal to 5 we get. So here you see that here this is just like a function, not equation. Not equation. So that's why I am not writing here dividing both sides. So if you divide each of the term by 5, so to balance it, you or that is yes, balance it, you have to multiply by 5 also. You have to multiplying it by 5 also. Understand? So what you do here, I that means multiplying that complete by 5 and dividing each of the term by 5 here. So 3 by 5 cos x, and here you write plus 4 by 5 sin x, and plus 8 by 5. Yes, in this way. In this way, you can write it. Now what you do, in place of 3 by 5, you write cos alpha. So no doubt, if 3 by 5 is cos alpha, so 4 by 5 is value of sine alpha. Automatically, you know that if hypotenuse is 5 and base is 3, so perpendicular is 4. That we understood. You know it. Understand? So you can write it as, yes, that is equal to 5 times. Here you can write cos alpha cos x. Cos alpha cos x plus sine alpha sine x, and here you write 8 by 5. 8 by 5. So the complete quantity, you can write it as cos x minus alpha, cos x minus alpha, sorry, 5 times of cos x minus alpha plus 8 by 5. Now what you do, you have to multiplying each of the term by 5. So you have 5 cos x minus alpha plus 8. 5 cos x minus alpha plus 8. Now, the question which is given here in the form of 3 cos x plus 4 sin x is plus 8, that be converted in terms of single cos. Means 5 times of cos x minus alpha plus 8. Now you use this result to find the maximum and minimum value of the function. And you well know the value of cos x or sin x is greater or equal to -1 and less or equal to 1. You know this result because the range of cos x and sin x is already known. So how you applying this result? Okay, in the question, just see here I trying to solve. Okay. Yeah, write it. So you know the value of this cos x minus alpha. Yes, write in this way. Cos x minus alpha is greater or equal to -1 and less or equal to 1. Okay. So cos x minus alpha is greater or equal to -1 and less or equal to 1. And here you see that this cos function is multiplying with by 5. So you multiplying each of the term by 5. So here you have -5 less or equal to 5 times of cos x minus alpha less or equal to 5. Now what you do, you have to add each of the term by 8. So add it, each of the term by 8. So if you add here 8, you have 3, that is less or equal to 5 cos x minus alpha plus 8. And if you adding here, so you have 13. So here you have 13. No, what it show that? Here you see that the complete function cos x minus alpha plus 8 is greater or equal to 3 and less or equal to 13. So the minimum value of function is 3 and maximum value of the function is 13. So that is the maximum and minimum value of the function. So note it, please. Note कर लो बेटा इसको. So in this way, you have the maximum and minimum value of the function. Noted? नोट कर लिया बेटा आप लोग. हो गया बेटा? डन?
Yes, sir.
अभी नहीं हुआ है, कर लो कर लो. इधर ये लेफ्ट साइड वाला आपने नोट कर लिया इस साइड का?
Sir, done.
ओके बेटा, ओके डन. ओके, सो come to next identity. Yes. So all that questions are based on the identity which you study, that means earlier. Now, yes, right heading, converting product into sum. लिखो बेटे, converting product into sum or difference converting product into sum or difference and vice versa. So here you have some more identity. So first you write what are that, and then trying to prove it. Yeah. So right, your first identity is 2 sine x cos y. 2 sine x cos y. Here you see that the functions are in a form of product. So 2 sine x cos y is equal to sine x plus y plus sine x minus y. Sine x plus y plus sine x minus y. Now second, 2 cos x sine y. 2 cos x sine y is equal to sine x plus y minus sine x minus y. Third one, 2 cos x cos y is equal to cos x plus y plus cos x minus y. And fourth, 2 sine x sine y is equal to cos x minus y minus cos x plus y. So here you have 4 identity in which the product of the function can be expressed in the form of sum or difference. Sum or difference. Okay, so note it. And you have to learn all that identity also. And one thing, your test will be on mass test. Are you know when will your maths test? On 26th. On 26th. Okay. And your questions are only up to the topic which you taught today. Up to today. Understand? Not that is based on this identity. Not based on this identity. Understand? Okay. And okay, so here you have 4 identities. Okay, now how you prove this, or how such type of result obtained, just I discuss it only for that is understanding point of view. And there is no any questions of proof of any identity, that means like formula. So how you prove it, just see, you know the formula of sine x plus y. Since sine x plus y is equal to sine x cos y plus cos x sine y. Suppose that is first equation. And you also know the formula of sine x minus y, that is equal to sine x cos y minus cos x sine y. That is second equation. Now what you do, you add 1 and 2. If you are adding 1 and 2, what you have? On left side, you have sine x plus y plus sine x minus y. Okay, sine x plus y plus sine x minus y. And on right side, if you add, these two terms are cancelled out. Just say it. Yes, these two terms are cancelled out. So you have only these two terms. So now see what is that. Sin x cos y, sin x cos y. So if you adding these two, you have 2 times of sin x cos y. So it's prove your first result. Yeah, this proves your first identity. And what is that? 2 sin x cos y is equal to sin x plus y plus sin x minus y. That's why I am saying that the identity which you obtained with the help of unit circle, that means cos x plus y, that identity is very important. And with the help of that, you find the identity of sin x plus y and sin x minus y. Okay, and using that, here you have another that is identity. So you learn this one, okay, from 2 sin x cos y is equal to in this way. Now if you subtracting 1 and 2, just see what you have. So 1 minus 2 implies, so you can write sin x plus y minus sin x minus y. No, that is equal to, if you subtract this term is be cancel out, and here you have 2 cos x sin y. Here you have 2 cos x sin y. That is your second identity. Understand? And the third identity and fourth identity can be obtained by using the formula of cos x plus y and cos x minus y. Okay. So see that also. Yes, note it. Done. हो गया बेटा?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next identity, you know, cos x plus y is equal to cos x cos y minus sin x sin y. Suppose that is third equation. Cos x minus y is equal to cos x cos y plus sin x sin y. That is fourth equation. Now adding these two. So 3 plus 4. So you have cos x plus y plus cos x minus y, and is equal to, if you adding these terms are cancel out, and you have identity 2 cos x cos y. So 2 cos x cos y is equal to